How you guys all doing today? Doing today? Doing today? My name's Eric Perry. I am the founder of Central New Hampshire Paranormal Society. Sorry, I had to look at the shirt. A lot on my mind today. This is the co-founder of Central, Sandra Bartlett. She's been with me since day one. She's had some really weird experiences along with myself during these investigations. She's actually more the skeptic than myself.
Things have to be proven to me for me to believe. And I've had a lot of things proven to me. I've seen a ball roll around on a figure eight in an empty room, nothing in there, just the ball rolling around on the figure eight. I'm like, wow. I looked around, there's no magnets, no nothing, no breeze to cause this to happen. I spoke with a deceased boyfriend who died 2 years ago of a heart attack in his home. From one end of the conversation to the other, he was talking to me. Of course, you know, I'm just talking to the air with my cell phone half-heartedly. And I got his voice talking to me throughout the whole conversation, asking me, who is he, and how are you, or, you know, I miss you, I love you. And really amazing. We actually got him to cross over.
Oh, thanks, Lynn.
Okay. Good luck.
Thanks. How many of you actually believe in the paranormal? How many of you have actually had experience with the paranormal? That's good. Now, paranormal is a different range of different things. It can be cryptozoology, it could be ghosts or spirits, it could also be UFOs. Different things to different people. The UFO part, I'm not too big on. Cryptozoology, I'm interested in, but I'm also more interested in the paranormal aspect of ghosts, which I love to chase with these guys, Jeb, Phil, Sandy, Cheyenne, Paula, and the rest of my team. I have 21 members in New Hampshire. We're, how can I put it? We are the 2012 New England Paranormal Award winners for humanity. We do a lot of charity work with different organizations, from Corpus Christi's Food Pantry, St. Vincent de Paul's Food Pantry, the National Children's Home. We do so much work in the field. We're a non-profit organization. We do not charge to go to somebody's home. Some of the ghosts that we've come across would make you run. Some of the ghosts that I've dealt with, kind of hard. They left marks on me. I've been attacked numerous times, possessed numerous times, and I'm not playing around. When we go out, Sandy, myself, Jeff, or anybody, we're there. We rather get hurt so you guys don't have to. These ghosts are real. They're not to be played around with. If you're going out to do this as a hobby, don't. It's not a hobby. I've seen too many people get hurt that I have to go to a home best way I can put it is protect them. I put myself in harm's way before you guys will get in harm's way. I'm the first one in, I'm the last one out. The things that I've seen will just drive you crazy. I actually see them. I can see them when they're standing right in front of me. I've had a musket pointed at my forehead at point blank range. I've been attacked in my own home by entities at night. I'm a beacon, pretty much. Where I go, they go with me. I have two that are always with me. I have a soldier and I have a little girl. It's always with me. Now, many people know that. When I do go to a home, I try to make sure I'm not bringing more ghosts with me. Any number of the places I go to, that I've gone to with Sandy or Jeff, they're downright scary. And we don't play around. When I walk into a home, I'm the first one in, so I know what's going on in that home, from top to bottom, or outside in graveyards. Right now, we're doing a huge investigation with Valley Street Cemetery over in Manchester, one of the most haunted cemeteries, I would say, in New England. There was a prostitute who was about 79, 80. She actually was raped and murdered and tossed off a 30-foot ledge to her death by her John in front of a governor's tomb in New Hampshire. We've been doing this investigation now for about a month, and every time we go back, something new comes back. One of my investigators was with us last night. Sandy was there, Jeff and Cheyenne were there. He actually brought one of them home with him last night. He's scared. He has little kids in the house. This entity came home with him to warn him to stay out of that cemetery. But it isn't going to happen. We're going to keep going back there. We want to document the evidence. We want the truth. There's a lot of teams out there that don't tell you the truth of what's going on in your home. All they're there is to collect the evidence that say that your house is haunted and never help you guys out afterwards. Central is totally different in that aspect. We care about our client. We will go back to that home all the time to help you, no matter what. We're all dedicated in this field. We are so dedicated. We will definitely help you. If you feel that you're being attacked by a spirit or anything else, you call us. Our phones are on 24 hours a day, or send us an email. We always answer our emails. Some of the locations we've been to when Sandy and I started this, one of them was a very, very haunted location in West Virginia, known as the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. As she said, there was a ball that moved around a room by itself. There was a medicine cabinet that I took a picture of at the Trans-Allegheny. And she was laughing at me because all I was doing was taking a picture of a medicine cabinet. Well, when I got the picture home, looked at it, there was a nurse standing there in the picture with a patient right behind her, waiting for his medication. It was shocking to me when I caught it. We've gotten different things in there. We followed a smoke trail. No one smokes in this place. We followed a smoke trail from one end of the hallway to the doctor's offices to their main quarters in that place. It was really eye-opening for us. We walked into cold spots. Anybody know what a cold spot is?
The entity has caused the temperature to drop in an area when the energy is really high.
Correct. Correct. Have you ever, any of you ever experienced a cold spot? You have? Wasn't it pleasant, was it? She's felt a cold spot. She's actually felt on one of our biggest investigations we did. It took us a month. We actually did it with another couple teams that we actually worked with. It was a 5-building investigation in Bosquen, New Hampshire. One of them happened to be a jail. We were doing what's called the director's home. Now, the director's home dates back to the 1800s, or even further back than that. So we gather. We brought a psychic into the home to see what was going on in the home. It turned out to be 50 entities in this one home. One of them is always with me. The soldier. The other one, haven't figured out where I got her. Still trying to figure out. We've been attacked in that home where I've had a member actually scratched 3 times across the face. She was actually cold from the inside out, which made it even worse.
It felt like a block of ice just going right through me. You could feel it gurgling and everything, and then out the other end, I'm like, whoa. It was really weird.
Did it make a believer out of me about ghosts? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Some of the things I've seen, I watched a little kid who had polio, who was long since passed, pushing himself by his arms on the ground in the director's home. I watched this lady who has dementia just rip out and attack people left and right. Didn't care. The reports in this home were this entity would actually lift a granite countertop up itself, turn it sideways, and drop it to the ground. Now, we all know how heavy a granite countertop is. Pretty sure, right?
It was marble.
No, I heard granite from...
I thought it was marble.
No, granite. Some of the other places we've done, Eagle Mountain House in Jackson, New Hampshire. If you like ghosts and you want to go play with little kid ghosts, go play there if you want to talk to them. But stay away from the carriage house. Carriage house has a portal in it. The portal, anybody know what a portal is?
I've heard it before, but I don't know exactly there. But
Okay, a portal is
I know
actually a
of.
gateway to either heaven or hell, pretty much. I walked into it. To the point where I had a heavy breath on top of me. It took a demonologist and a Reiki master to get me back.
And all of the investigators that were there, 20, to lay hands on me.
I was outside my body, looking at my body, with the entity in my body. I wanted to hurt Sandy that day, and the demonologist that day. Pretty much it was, I wanted to kill her, and I wanted to kill the demonologist, who happens to be my best friend in the whole world, next to Sandy, Jeff, and Bill. Am I going to keep doing this? I am. I'm going to keep doing this until the day I die. But not on a hunt. I'm not going to die. Not going to happen. But you'll kill me first.
What's interesting about the director's home is on the property of a nursing home. It's a 290-bed nursing home that was built 3 years ago. The original nursing home is still on the property that they use for assisted living. But some of the residents are seeing these soldiers up in the new building. So they're migrating up there because they are working on the director's home and turning it into a different facility.
They're turning it into a prisoner's visitation center, the director's home. You're bringing negative energy from the jail to a supercharged negative energy building, which the two collide, it's going to hurt. There's going to be problems.
But the nursing home is in total denial and don't want it cleansed. So they'll start seeing problems.
We've been doing this for 3 years, just about 3 years now. October 31st, Halloween, yes, Halloween, Sandra was born. We absolutely love our job. We love helping people. we're always looking for new hunts, as per se. Valley Street is our case study. That's going to be going on for a year. If you want to go out with us during the investigation at Valley Street, we're going to be running these investigations until the end of November. So if you want to come out with us to actually go on a hunt to a real live cemetery that's really haunted,
Daytime hunts.
Some of the aspects that we actually do, we do cleansings. We actually have people that we work with that do cleansings on homes. If you feel that your house is haunted, you don't want that entity. If you hear doors slamming, floors creaking, if you hear footsteps, different things. We have tools that will actually tell us what's going on in your home. First, we come in to debunk it. We can go by looking at electrical wires. We could look up some of the history, see if there's any deaths, because some people say, oh yeah, someone died in the house. But when we do the research, no one's died in the house. So it's got to be something that's actually tied into the home somehow on the land somewhere. Some of the darker aspects of this is we'll use psychics on our investigation sometimes to do things. Myself seeing them, I can't communicate with them, but I can see them. We just did a private investigation in Moultonborough, New Hampshire. I was doing a little lecture with the team, just giving them little pep talks and stuff like that. I looked over and I saw the shadow pass by me real quick. It was gone, up the stairs. As I looked up the stairs, I could see the feet of this entity walking upstairs. Stood about 6 feet tall. Turned out to be, it seems to be the uncle of someone who passed. He passed away, and they have the furniture of the uncle in the home. So there's some kind of attachment there. Did any of you have anyone, loved ones that have passed recently? Just you?
Yeah,
Do you have still stuff with theirs?
a lot of stuff, yes.
Do you ever hear any weird sounds in your home? Sometimes?
My daughter does. You know, my home is pretty, I keep it cleansed, so.
Okay, that's
you know.
good. Anybody else have any problems in their homes that come up? You hear sounds that you can't explain? Do you feel cold sometimes when you're home alone? Okay.
My granddaughter has.
Well, I remember I used to live in Texas,
Yep.
and I could hear like running around in the house, and I could hear like footsteps. My cousin used to live with me, and when we were at home, he used to say, "I hear footsteps, I hear like footsteps and stuff," and he would be like so scared. But like I would hear footsteps, and I would like hear. So
2 people passed away in the living room that they were living in the house.
Mm.
And when they first moved in, this is her mother, when they first moved in, there was, what was it, a glass or something flying off the stove?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that
Wine
something
glass.
was pushing it?
I had proof. There's no way it could fall. It was sitting there, 6 other glasses on a flat surface, not even close to the edge. There was just no way.
All right.
And my cousin slept over, and she was hearing Jean, like, walking.
You mean like rubbing?
Yeah,
Yep.
up and down the hall.
Now,
and
the
then
footsteps
he was
that you're
rolling
hearing,
wall.
does it sound like sneakers? Does it sound like shoes?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I don't really know the difference. But I know that Mike Judge Pete had passed away in there. We still have a lot of his stuff in there. So, we knew who it was, or we thought we knew who it was, so I really didn't get scared.
Because you hung a picture of them.
Yeah, once I started hanging pictures of them, because it was freaking me out. And then I hung a big picture of them together on my fridge, and it slowed way down.
Some of the activity we've noticed in some homes, some people have the ashes of their past loved ones that have passed away. Anybody have ashes from anybody? No? Okay. Sometimes we did a home, I forget exactly where it was.
Milton.
Milton, where the ashes were actually in the trailer. She actually had him with his hat, actually a hat like Phil's has on, and everything.
We debunked that though.
Yeah, we debunked a lot of that. When you walk into a home, you call us into a home, safety is our first concern. When we're walking into your home, we don't want to see a propane tank, and a space heater next to each other. That's what we were seeing when we walked into that home in Milton. They called in several different teams to come in and check their home to say it's haunted. We didn't find anything. Even with the ashes there, nothing. We never went back to that place. Residential cases are a little bit harder than, say, public places like Trans-Allegheny, Eastern State Penitentiary, St. Augustine's Lighthouse, places like that. They're known haunted places. One right near here, Leominster, in Gardner, the Haunted Victorian. Have any of you ever been to that one? No?
I've been by it, I haven't gone there.
I wouldn't go in. It has a portal in it, and it goes from the bottom of the basement up to the top, right through the whole building. I actually, when Sandy and I started this, and we actually went there, heard a little boy's voice say, "Come play with me," loud with my own ears, without a recorder. I heard a little boy go, "Come play with me," in that home. Now, several teams have investigated that building. There's been rumors of a demonic entity in that building. Anybody know what a demonic is?
Demons.
Correct. Are all ghost demons? No. They're all trying to give you some kind of answer to what's going on in this field. You know, like, say someone you know passed away just recently, okay? And she's trying, or he's trying to contact you because they have unfinished business with you. That's why they're trying to contact you. Does that make sense? Like Sandy's boyfriend who passed away on a Good Friday. He actually contacted her in a recording.
He didn't know he'd passed away.
The end of his conversation, he goes, "I'm dead." He didn't even know. His mother passed away that morning, Good Friday morning. He died Good Friday night of a heart attack. The things that we're coming against lately, especially what we're coming against lately, have been really interesting for us. We've been to homes that have so much activity in it, it's just crazy. We had one place we did in Manchester where the table or whatever was out in the kitchen was lifted up and pounded onto the ground. We had EMF meters going with recorders and cameras, and we had a light show. Something was talking to us in the home. We couldn't debunk it. There was no way we could debunk it. We tried to check the wiring, everything. We couldn't figure it out. We had stuff moved against a laser grid. Anybody know what a laser grid is?
A grid's set up to detect movement.
Correct. Or see shadows that come across the grid.
The movie museum things, if anything breaks it, it sets off.
Yeah, movement, correct. Myself, with some of the stuff that I've seen, and some of the stuff that Sandy's seen, and Jeff, we went to Valley Street yesterday. Wasn't sure Jeff was going to say, it's just a cemetery. After yesterday, that changed his mind on Valley Street yesterday. I've been to there just about a month now, going back and forth to that cemetery, checking out that location. That location, the entities that are roaming that hall in that cemetery grounds, that place was so beautiful in the 1920s. It was so beautiful. It had water fountains, it had gazebos, everything. Now it's decay. Now, what did we see yesterday walking around down there, Sandy?
Turkeys.
Yes, wild turkeys, rabbits, all kinds of things. But we also care about the cemeteries. If we go to a cemetery that we're investigating and there's vines growing over the graves or anything like that, that you can't see the grave marker anymore, we'll clear them off. Yesterday she did that for somebody, one of the entities that were there, cleaned off his marker, and she got a response from it, from the spirit box system that we use to actually hear the voices of the things. We actually used it on several tombs yesterday. One of the tombs was very interesting. Very interesting. That actually made Cheyenne break down and cry. She was actually being attacked at one of the tombs yesterday. These tombs are actually down in a little cubby hole. Best bet to put it, there's at least 5 there, Cindy, 3 or 4 or 5?
There's 4 of them. There's 4 of them.
One of them's up on a ledge that you could barely
One's
see.
up on a ledge behind another one.
Mm-hmm.
They were burying bodies on top of bodies in there. There's a potter's field also in the cemetery where they just toss the bodies in. Toss. They didn't care. Now I'm going to open this up to a little question and answer time, since I know we're coming close to me at the end, I believe. I think.
26 minutes in.
Okay. All right, we've got 26 minutes, so I'm going to open up to question and answers. And Sandy, you want to come up with me on this one?
I was enjoying watching you.
All right. Yes.
When you do these investigations, what is the point? Is it simply to identify whether something's haunted, or do you then
We're actually
do
going.
something?
We actually go there to help out. We go there to try to debunk a haunting. You say your house is haunted, and we come find out there's nothing there.
We have people, that'll come to us and say, you know, I think I'm going crazy. My keys get moved from my kitchen to the living room, and I know I didn't move them, or something was in my bedroom and it's gone now, and weird things like that that are happening in their homes.
Doors opening and closing.
Yeah, doors opening and closing, footsteps they hear when they're alone in the house, upstairs, going on. They just.
Are you trying to get rid of them or send them?
What we'll do is initial investigation, but if you ask us just to do a cleansing, we have people that we work with in the field that'll just come in and do a cleansing for you, instead of us coming traipsing through your house trying to get the entity to interact with us or anything like that. We'd rather have you have more peace of mind than actually doing that.
So, because there are a lot of times, at least the experiences that either I've had or friends have had, where the entity that's there isn't harmful.
Right. They're not always harmful.
And it's, oh, that's my aunt, or that's my,
Correct.
cat, or.
Oh
or
yeah, we've
something,
come across animal spirits also
Yeah.
in several locations where there've actually been dogs or cats.
And it's not necessarily, it doesn't appear that they haven't crossed over. It appears that they're there to protect
So
you.
they can cross over and then come back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're never
To
ever
check on
gone.
you.
They're never ever gone. If they love you that much, then they're coming back to check on you, just to make sure you're doing okay.
Well, I mean, I guess from what I understand, there are people who aren't aware that they've passed over.
Correct.
So part of it is to try to help them to
Mhm.
Correct.
pass over. But then, when you see somebody that is not doing any harm, or is apparently there to help you, are you saying that they passed over and came back to protect you or something? But
Correct. To help you guide you on your path.
yeah, they're not
in your life.
necessarily harmful or an entity that you want to get rid of.
Correct. The ones you want to get rid of are the ones that are going to cause you problems, that are going to wreak havoc in your life. Demonics are very rare. 99.1% any haunting is a demonic. 99% are not demonic. The only 1% is that.
Just a quick story about like what she said. Like this is a friend of a friend, but I know the story is true. About like goat spirits that aren't there to harm you. It's a house in Maine, and I've actually been there. And
What's the name of the house?
I have no clue. It's just like a friend of a friend lives
I
there.
don't know.
And every morning they wake up to the smell of coffee and French toast. And they had.
That's interesting.
That's
couple
horrid.
times the
Get rid of
coffee's
that
actually been
immediately.
made. But they had somebody come in and what is this about? And it's like a very big house. it's an old maid that passed away there that just doesn't really know that she is dead and just keeps repeating, making coffee and French toast every single morning.
That's a residual haunt. If it plays itself back like a tape recorder,
That's
what
like
it
the
was,
nurse.
it's just like the nurse. She kept giving her patients her meds.
It's not a conscious spirit.
The intelligent haunts are the ones that actually interact with you. They will touch you. They will move things on you. They will do things that make you like, what's going on? You know, you'll have a door slam without even thinking. You know, we went to the jail that we did in Boston. First half hour we were there, doors were slamming on us. That showed us an intelligent haunting of the place. So there's a difference. You know, demonics are just evil, and you want to get a demonologist to do that. And you make sure you do your research before you have a demonologist come in that actually knows what he's doing, him or her, know what they're doing. You don't want the fly-by-night ones, because they'll just screw your house up. Next question?
I have, my son has got 5 kids, and they live in a house in Marlborough, and
Who
one
is this,
of their 5 kids is very
Oh,
intuitive, and she gets bothered nightly, literally nightly. She'll wake up, she can see the spirits right there. But they're only bothering her, they don't bother anybody else. Do you know why? I mean, is it just that she's
They're
just...
trying to contact her. They have a message or something they want to convey to her, or probably someone that she knows. It's probably a past loved one or something.
She sees them all. She sees them all. I mean, she wouldn't recognize my mother.
It could be just relatives there checking on her
Right.
on a regular basis.
But we've also been told that there was, the house that they live in, there was a battle during the Civil War, and the spirits are those of people that died on that.
Did you do your research on the home?
I didn't know.
If you dig into your research of the home, go to City Hall, you can actually go back in the records of the home that you're actually, you know, living in. And it'll give you a history of who actually lived there, who was the first owner, and everything like that. It'll tell you exactly what you got going on there.
Okay, because she's literally, I mean, I used to take her out for rides, and she was 2, and she would say, she'd be laughing.
Children, young children, especially younger children, are more open
Yeah.
to seeing spirits
Yes.
than us adults.
She would see a spirit be flying right in the car, right beside
Oh,
her.
jeez.
And she'd be talking to him, it's like, Alyssa, what's
If-
going on?
If it comes down to it that you want the house checked out, don't feel bad. Call us. It's totally free. We'll come in and actually do a great investigation and give you whatever evidence we catch.
Okay,
And if you want the house cleansed, we'll have it cleansed
okay.
completely.
If you'd like a full research on the house, I live about 30 seconds from town hall.
Okay,
Give me the address and I'll go to town hall this week and get all the research for you.
all right.
So-
I know that they cleansed the house at one point when they first moved in, because this was a real problem for my granddaughter's 11. And it was, at one point, there was mirrors that would be breaking in her room, and a lamp went flying across.
It's interesting.
So she needs to learn how to harness that.
Right, and find somebody that can actually mentor her a little bit, that you trust.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the same with teams. If you go on a paranormal team, you join a paranormal team, research that team before you actually join a team, because you could get into something you probably don't want with some of these teams out there. We work with some of the best in the business. Sandy and I have.
We worked with a few shady ones too.
Shady ones, too.
That provoke spirits. I mean, they're living people that have passed.
Do you, anybody know
Need
what
a
a
little bit of
provoking is?
respect.
No?
Yes.
I know you do.
I can
I
do
know
it
Shai
good.
does too. It's when you're antagonizing the spirit.
To react.
I don't dare do it here because I know there's something here today. And I don't, with my 2 buddies, I don't feel like, provoking them today.
Come on.
When you, when you're swearing at a ghost, and a team comes in and starts swearing at the ghost and says this about this and that about the ghost, and you leave, the team leaves, what do you think is going to happen?
Pissed off ghost.
Yes.
Yeah, the family has to deal with it.
Has to deal with it. So you've actually agitated that ghost to the point that it's going to cause havoc in that home. We don't provoke. We respect the dead. You know, we come into this place and we do 100% respect them. Whatever they get going on, we respect 100%. We don't fool around with them.
Another question. Aren't there ways of protecting yourself if you are going into a situation like that? And you talked about having them attach themselves to you. Aren't there ways of shielding yourself before you go into
Yes.
a situation like that? And why would they be able to attach themselves to you then?
Ghosts, different spirits or entities, or ghosts as some people call them, will attach themselves in numerous ways. They want to hitchhike, they're called hitchhikers. They will come home with you. I had one come home with me where it actually reached through my body, grabbed my lungs that were ice cold. I felt this ice cold touch.
But let's rewind and tell them
That's-
in the beginning
Of that one?
that he never wanted to protect himself.
I never,
He wanted
ever,
to feel it
ever
all.
protected myself during
So when he
investigation.
got that bad attack, he was not protected.
Protection is key. We use sea salt. We use sage, holy water, different aspects across. Like my necklace here is a life stone, and it protects me. When I was attacked, the last attack that I had, my tattoo lit up like a Christmas tree. It was like on fire. And it happens to be a Chinese dragon on my arm. So I have a dragon
With?
armor with a Chinese symbol.
Underneath it.
I was stupid when I was young.
Let's get the truth out here. Why-
I actually have an upside down cross on my arm underneath my dragon tattoo.
That would be why it lit up.
I will never ever do that again. It was a stupid move on my part when I was a teenager. I was growing up in Lynn and having a blast, and I figured, oh, I'm going to find my mother and get an upside down cross put on my arm. Boy, was she upset. Some of the things to do protections, the best bet is have some cross, wear a cross.
Something you believe in.
Or religion. We've worked with Buddhists, we've worked with different religions that believe in different things. We've actually worked with a monk that didn't believe in ghosts, period. He kind of looked at us funny when we were out there hunting. And it was actually at her boyfriend's house at that time.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't like me
He
one
did
bit,
the crossing over ceremony, though.
but he didn't like me.
And I taped the crossing over ceremony to see if my previous boyfriend would say anything before he went. And when he said, "Go be, O faithful servant, with thy Lord," on the other side, all I could hear was a whoosh on the tape. And I'm like, oh my God, is that him? Is that him? I was just so excited to hear that.
How many of you would love to go on a ghost hunt? An actual
Sure.
hand down film.
Right now.
An actual paramedic investigation.
Put two hands up. So
What's on your arm?
Cross. Yeah, and it's not
Oh,
upside down.
Okay, because he had his arm up and it looked like it was upside down.
We do take out public tours of certain haunted locations in New England. Valley Street is one of them. Sport Constitution Enforcement. We've actually had paranormal activity in Sandy and I also belong to several meetup groups also in this paranormal field. Just recently we joined New England Ghost. I'm actually on the board of directors for New England Ghost. Sandy actually is a certified member of New England Ghost also. So same with Bill and everybody else here. We're also part of what's called Paranormal Unity. Paranormal Unity is to bring teams together, to work together, not to fight each other. There's too many that are fighting with each other in this field right now. Too many. And everyone's thinking it's like TV shows, like TAPS. Ghost Adventurers, Haunted Collector, the Dead Files,
You
all
know,
that stuff.
the disreputable teams there that charge their clients hundreds of dollars.
To go on investigations.
Ours are absolutely free.
We worked with some great people in this field, with like the well-known psychic Robin Marie, who's been on the Bio Channel, Animal Planet, and such. We've worked with Cece the Huntress, if anybody knows who Cece is. She's actually a two-time or one-time?
Two-time.
Two-time Emmy Award winner for her own paranormal show. She's a no-hold-bar kind of woman. She doesn't pull any punches. And she does this by herself. She does not go out with anybody. Central, when we started Central, we were actually located in Concord, New Hampshire, which everyone knows is a haunted asylum in Concord. Now we're in Manchester. We're in the Queen City. That cemetery is going to be my legacy when I leave. I believe that cemetery. That's such a haunted spot. And with people like Jeff and Cheyenne and Paula and Sandy falling over and Phil and everybody, you know, it makes my job a lot easier. So you have any other questions?
A lot of times I've heard about 3 a.m. as kind of a time that's heightened.
That's witching
spirit
hours.
activity.
Yeah.
What's the, I won't say the science behind that, that's wrong. You know, what's the meaning behind 3 a.m.?
3 a.m., 3 marks, 3 demonic marks, 3 scratch marks is usually a demonic. The number 3 is a very significant number in this field. You hear the numbers like 666 or 777. We all know what 666 stands for. 777 is more towards heaven. But the 3 marks are definitely a demonic, or the number 3. Anything, if you hear, like we go on investigations and we'll do a knock. We'll do the, and then we have the entity finish it.
Mm-hmm.
Not all the time that happens. Sometimes we'll just get it back to us. And it's always in 3s. It's never, usually that means that that ghost is really pissed off at that point that we're there. They don't want to be bothered. Like we learned from Provoking was our director's home when our investigator was actually attacked with the 3 marks across the face. We actually had to leave. There was a point where they actually have a photograph of my eyes were bright red, and it wasn't the camera flare or anything like that. My eyes were totally bright red, and I was leaning over a counter and everything by something. So, you know, the market 3, I love that. When I don't want to deal with it anymore, I'll let these guys handle it when it comes to the 3.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, sure, throw in scapegoats.
You know, with people like Sandy that's been with me from day one, most of my dream would come true. This investigation's just been awesome, doing all these hunts. And with Shy and Jeff and everybody that I've worked with, my whole team, I've had some really great people joining me. And if you guys are interested in joining up with Central, let us know. We're always looking for new victims.
We also have a junior team.
Yes, we have a junior team. Central has a junior team. We have a team captain. His name is Donovan. He's 16 now.
16, and he's about up here.
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's been with us for quite a while, just over a year now. Donovan's been with us. On his very first hunt, he caught a shadow person on his camera. On his very first hunt. We were so happy that he did, because it was really good evidence that we caught. You know, Sandy might get on me sometimes when it comes to protecting myself on hunts. and stuff like that, but it's always worth it. She's always looking out for my back, same with Jeff and everybody. So, if you have any more questions, I'd love to answer them. The other thing is, we were actually here today doing this.
You gotta bring it up, don't you?
Yes. We were walking around with the EMF meter, which is electronic magnetic field detector. There's something here in this building that we're actually picking up on.
We've already snooped.
Oh, you're sitting in one of the rooms.
Yes.
This room. And
He's-
that room.
He's walking in this area. Not saying that he's actually a member of the Knights of Columbus, but he is somebody that roams this grounds.
Took a bunch of pictures in this room,
And this room is turned totally black.
totally black with the flash on. Yeah, when one of the psychic ladies was doing her speech, I was taking pictures of her and it was fine. So, kind of weird.
So, if you have no other further questions, I think we're actually about time's up.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to thank you guys, and check us out on Facebook. We're on Facebook. We're actually on the web at centralnhps.com, and you can see some of our evidence that we captured.